Hey, everybody. Oh my goodness. What a morning. What a morning. I just felt so much intense energy this morning. And you know what? I also get this feeling that a lot of people need some encouragement or even like inspiration. And maybe that's why I've been called to get back on YouTube and start regularly posting, which actually has been really filling my own cup because I'm in service and doing what I'm supposed to do. So obviously that would be the case, but I'm not going to be down on myself for taking that hiatus and that break in order to heal, right? And we have to allow that for ourselves. We can't let our ego take control and be like, oh, I need to build, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, you need to do whatever is the highest good for you in that moment. And if you're not tuned in to your highest self and you're tuned into your ego, you might end up in burnout, right? So we have to respect that. And I think it's kind of like difficult sometimes because our default can often be a negative mindset instead of a positive mindset. Like our default response could be more pessimistic than optimistic based off of what we've gone through in our lives, right? Based off of what the world has kind of showed us and our environments have taught us and the matrix has programmed us. So in order to rewire our brains, like if something happens, instead of coming from that perspective of, oh, here we go again, or just another person I can't trust, right? Coming from that perspective, oh, like the universe is rerouting whatever it is I thought I wanted that I got just disappointed about because something better is coming, right? And really, that's how you rewire your brain to respond in a different way. Every single time something comes up, you get to decide what your perspective is on it. And really, it can be difficult when you have been programmed for the better part of like 20, 30, 40, 50 years or more to not look on the bright side or to expect something different. And that's why you keep always kind of looping because your energy is being projected towards this old mindset, this old perspective, this old way of thinking that you've always kind of defaulted to because it's your comfort zone, because it's kind of what you've been taught, or maybe that's how your parents show up in life as like a pessimist or always in fear or worried, like trying to control everything because they're worried that it might not happen the way it needs to happen and then big bad things will happen. And it's like this crazy chaos in their mind because they don't have that faith and that trust and that recognition that they're connected to everything and they're actually the ones in control. And if things are coming in, it's one of two things or both at the same time. That's the energy they're projecting. So that's what they're perceiving back. Like literally, it's just being a mirror. The universe is a mirror reflecting it back to you. Or you're being rerouted. So like maybe like you are healing, you are trying to expand, right? And then something bad happens. And to not revert back into that old mindset of like, oh my God, like I've been healing, like I'm a victim now because I've been doing the work. And then this is what I get repaid for, right? Like it's easy to fall into that victim mindset, but to recognize in that moment, like, whoa, I thought I wanted this, but it must not be what's of the highest good for me because I just got disappointed that it didn't happen for me, but it didn't happen because something better is coming. It didn't happen because I don't even know what's of the highest good for me yet because I haven't even stepped into that frequency yet. So it's okay. I'm going to trust the universe. I'm going to have my faith on a level that is so high that I'm not worried about it. There is no reason to worry when you know the universe has you in any given space and time. And then if the disappointment comes up, it's just something to reflect upon. It's just rejection is redirection, divine redirection. And I always say that, like whenever you feel like you're rejected from a group, from a relationship, from a person, from a job, from a whatever, it's always divine redirection because there's something better for you. I remember like I had my 4 kids and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to use my degree. I'm going to go work. And the first job I applied to, I didn't get because they said I was overqualified. And I'm just like, I haven't worked in so long, like an actual 9-to-5 type job because I've been having kids. And then first thing I go out there and I get rejected, it was just like, whoa, like what the hell? And then I just got redirected to what I'm doing right now, which is so freeing, but it's also in alignment with what I want to do and it fills my cup if I do it in stride, and I also do what I'm called here to do from spirit. So it's like I'm called in actually a couple different places where I thought I would have my main focus in one thing, which was YouTube and sharing and channeling and expanding in that way, where it was actually, I actually am going to dip my toes into the 3D, into the matrix, and show my face and shine my light in small increments, right? Not this huge deep dive into a full 9-to-5 job that's going to burn me out, and then I won't be able to expand in ways that I know I need to expand. I won't be able to take that time to have self-care the way I know I need to. So there is this balance, and money will be dangled in your face in order to really betray yourself in your own self-care and your own expansion in other directions if you don't really tune in and listen. If you don't really listen to spirit when they say, hey, no, you're going to work part-time and take a fraction of what you can make if you were to commit to a full-time teaching position, right? I had to go through that. I had to have those offers and have the carrot dangled in front of me of a full-time position, and be able to say no, because I know for a fact that I have to fill my own cup. I know for a fact that will burn me out. I know for a fact it might look great on the outside. Everyone's like, dang, like, look at her go. She's doing this and raising 4 kids by herself and doing this. Screw that. I don't need my ego stroked. I really don't. Not by the Matrix. That is not a compliment. It just makes me feel like burnt out, and I'm selling my soul, and I don't care if people on the outside think I'm doing it the right way according to a toxic plan, right? So you really have to get in alignment with what your plan is. Get in alignment and quiet and connection with your highest self so you can just flow with what the universe is bringing in and out of your life. And let go of the old identity and not be attached to who you used to be so you can expand in who you're supposed to be in order to shine your light and really guide others in order to do the same, to step into the most authentic version of themselves. But like coming back full circle, that inspiration and that courage, we need it from ourselves. We need it deep inside. We need it through that connection to spirit, because you get excited and then spirit sees you're excited and it'll send you more synchronicities. You're like, hell yeah, get it even more excited. And then spirit will keep sending you more because you're telling the universe you like that. You want more of that, but you have to get on that path. If you're sitting over here in burnout, how are you supposed to be on that path? You can't be. It's impossible. Because you're sitting over there trying to pour from an empty cup, and it's not going to happen. When your cup is drained, when your cup is on E, like, it's hard. You don't feel full. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you have the energy to get up and go on that hike and get into nature. You want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day instead, right? And it's just like these lower frequencies, these lower demons, these old lower habits, these lower addictions will constantly, these lower vibrational people and old stale timelines will constantly reaching for you as you're trying to expand into something new. And guess what? They're way more comfortable. Like, that is so, like, binge watching and eating Netflix is so much more comfortable and in your comfort zone, or getting on the phone and gossiping and focusing your direction on something negative instead of setting a boundary and not answering the phone call and being like, hey, I'm busy right now. And then focusing your energy into something that's going to fill your cup, like a hobby or walk in nature or whatever that is. Because we get in these habits with people we interact with, even our friends. They'll call us and we feel this obligation to answer the phone every single time in every single moment, instead of honoring our own time and getting into it when we need to get to it. That's what I loved that I was able to experience before cell phones existed, because it gave me that perspective of people couldn't be like, well, why didn't you text me back? Or why didn't you call me or whatever? It would be like, well, if I wasn't there in the house where the phone is actually generally located, I couldn't get to it. So leave me a message, right? And then we get back to them whenever. Everything wasn't so instantaneous, right? And that was a beautiful thing, because it almost allowed us to be able to set boundaries more easily. The cell phones, really, the instant communication have made it more difficult and more helpful in different ways too. But we have to recognize and discern in any given moment, like, that a certain situation for what it is specifically. Everybody wants to be so black and white. something's good and bad, but it's just like with technology, it's your intention behind it. What are you using it for? Are you using it in a healthy way or using it in a toxic way? That's with anything, with food, in relationships, with technology, in the matrix, like with working out. Like you could work out too much. You could be working out to suppress your emotions and distract yourself from having to sit with yourself and actually heal and recognize patterns that you might have to change in order to expand into a better person, right? It's so easy to distract yourselves. That's what most people do. That's what the Matrix plan puts out there for us. Like it's what it's programmed us to do, basically, is to sit there and loop and loop and loop and do what we think we're supposed to be doing, when in all actuality, we are clouded away from the truth of the reality. Like it just blows my mind that it's up for debate that reincarnation is a thing, right? Like I think about things that they teach in school, because I'm at the school all the time and I get to witness firsthand how it is. Like, and I always thought I knew, but when I went to school as a child, like you only pick up on certain things, but when you return as an adult, it's like you recognize more, right? And it's deeply concerning, honestly. It's deeply concerning. And I think that's why, when I personally connect to spirit and receive information about how I'm going to move forward and expand, there are these ideas of new ways to teach children, new schools, bringing to the forefront what's important for us to learn. What is that, and how can we bring it forward in a more digestible way so people are able to use it in order to expand and grow in their own way? And a lot of those things a lot of the information that I get has to do with kids becoming emotionally aware and learning how to interact with others, recognizing what their gifts are and what they're actually interested in, and then focusing in on that and expanding in those ways. Once they've mastered concepts, they become the teachers, right? And then once they become teachers, they're more able to step into this leadership role of being an entrepreneur. Even if they're an introverted kid, you could be like me. I'm very introverted. Even though I come off as an extrovert, that's because I was here to be vocal and communicate as part of my light. But in the same breath, like I'm very introverted, but I found a way to do it anyways and stay in my introverted shell without having to go out and have physical interaction with a lot of people. I can reach thousands of people on YouTube and just be here. There's nobody around me, right? I'm still in my introverted bubble. So that's what we want to do with kids. Like even each and every kid is an individual and has their own individual needs and perspectives and hobbies and interests, and how can we expand on those and then figure out how to monetize it. So Spirit has given me so many ideas, and that's no different with adults. Like it would be beautiful if adults could come and, experience that too, because majority of them don't know what they even like to do because they're so busy. They don't even have time. And if they do have time, they'll spend that time distracted, trying to recover from burnout or drinking or suppressing or shopping a lot. Like it's so many distractions and things that we're putting our energy into that aren't really raising our frequency or helping us expand. They're actually holding us back and limiting our potential. And the potential is there. We really need to dig deep and find that courage to let go of our old identity and things that are holding us back and people that are holding us back and jobs that are holding us back and anything, whatever it is, whatever toxic environment or toxic habit or whatever it is for you that is holding you back. You have to dig down deep and find that courage. They say it takes 21 days to change a habit, to change a mindset, to rewire your brain and your subconscious mind to respond differently in life. To say, I'm not going to sit down and binge watch and binge eat, and I'm going to go to the gym instead. I'm going to take a walk in nature instead. I'm going to pick up a book and study something I'm interested in instead. I'm going to pick up on a hobby, whatever it is. We need to pour more energy into the direction we want to go, or we're going to stay stuck and stay in victim mode and keep giving the universe and our brains a reason to be a victim. And then you just keep looping. Well, it's just going to happen this way, so I might as well just go shopping and scroll on my phone. Oh, this is just how my life is, so I might as well go drink with my buddies. This is just how it is, and feel sorry for yourself all the time instead of picking yourself up by the bootstraps and doing something about life, tuning into spirit, getting quiet, and receiving what that divine action might be. But you can't even sit alone long enough without getting on the phone or going to hang out with your friends. And get quiet and talk to spirit, guys. Stop distracting yourself. I keep getting that. And it's just so crazy how many people hold themselves back and can't even inspire themselves to make the change, or can't even get the courage to make the change because they feel like it's just always going to be the same way because it always has. And woe is me. And nobody understands me. And using that as a reason to stay stuck. And really, it's just you're just going to wallow in your own misery. And nobody actually feels bad for you except for yourself. And you have to rewire your brain to get out of that. You have to rewire your subconscious mind. Not one of us is a victim. We all have a choice in any given moment to choose a different perspective. We all have a choice to do something differently. We all have the choice to continuously do it for 21 days so we can rewire our brain so it's not so hard after that, because it becomes a habit, because it becomes a new way of thinking that your natural way of being is everything's always working out for me. That didn't work out, not because I'm a victim, not because everything always happens that way, because something better's coming. Think of it that way. Expand that way. Really decide every moment. Be intentional. I am intentionally choosing to put my energy in this direction or that direction. I am intentionally choosing to set this boundary with this person because they aren't going to be telling me anything on this phone that is going to expand me to my highest good. It's probably just me sitting there, allowing somebody to project their problems onto me like that's going to help anything. And it doesn't mean you're not there for people. Some people might think you're being selfish. Those aren't your people anyways. That means they need to go sit with themselves and expand and let go of old toxic ways of thinking because nobody owns you. You are here to expand and shine your light. And so most people don't even realize that's why we're here. Most people don't even realize the most basic concepts of this universe. That's why we're here. So we can be an example and a light to show people what that looks like. And show people, no matter the darkest of the situations, how you can rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I feel like my life is a representation of that. And so is so many other people and almost every single person that's been truly expanded in insane ways on this ascension journey. We all rose from the ashes. And there's other people on this ascension journey who are still trying to figure out how to burn the old timeline down so they can rise from the ashes. They're still over there trying to tend to a garden that already died, saying, no, but this is mine and I want to keep it. It's like your kids when you try to get rid of their toys. Never do it while they're home because they're like, wait, I still need that, but they haven't touched it in over a year, right? That's how adults are too. We're no different. We're so attached to who we once were, what we had. Think about hoarders. What a crazy mental condition. I saw a quick commercial from this lady who was on Hoarders, and it was they were taking a bag out of her house, and it was so much shit in the house. But she's like, wait, before you take it, let me look through the bag just in case. And it's just lady. That is how people are. They have wired their brains to think they need all these things that are really just weighing them down. They're just hugging all these bricks and they're like, wait, but I need it to feel good. It validates me. It makes me feel better. This codependent relationship, really, it makes me feel like I'm not alone. Someone has my back when really most of the time they're emotionally neglecting you or they're on in their own toxic cycles and it's a trauma bond. And you're just keeping it around for that quick high, not realizing the low's coming real quick, but you do realize that because it always happens. It's the same old cycle. It's the same old pattern. Don't you want to step into a newer version of you and let go of those things that really are just keeping you looping, making you depressed, draining you? So the main crux of the message is that we have to put our energy and focus into the higher timeline we know we're expanding into. And even though we might not know exactly what that looks like, it doesn't matter, because if you're filling your own cup and your cup's overflowing, you're connected to spirit, it will be revealed to you. You just flow with it. Life becomes easier. Spirit will tell you when you're ready to hear it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's how it is with information. You will not receive the information until you're ready to receive it. And that is something I had to get used to on this journey. I was like, dang, we can reach in and get any information anytime we want. But it's like, kinda, you can, but you really have to surrender in this process to the unknown, because that's part of the faith aspect of knowing that you're connected to everything, and that energy really is a part of it, and how you feel is how you gauge your frequency and your energy, and that is your currency in this world, and that is how you direct that energy is how life will be reflected back to you. And the more you can rewire your brain to naturally respond in that way and come into that default frequency where you're in the receiving mode, the better. The more that life will flow with you, and you will know everything's working out for you, even when something disappointing happens, because that's working out for you too, because something better's coming, and you already know it. And there is no question. What is there to question when spirit's with you in any given space and time? You are always protected. You know that. You feel that deep within you. And once you get to that space, you're flowing, baby. Does that mean bad things won't happen? No. But bad things will be perceived in different ways. Bad things won't feel so crazy and chaotic. Bad things will feel like divine redirection. And what a beautiful flow state to come into, right? Ooh, I love that message for today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe to help my algorithm get back rolling, because I haven't been on YouTube for a while, and now I'm starting to get the wheels really turning. Also, I have one of my newer channels where I'm doing readings linked below, and I'm just getting done editing the first video I'm going to put on another channel that I'll add on here, which is going to be like a vlog and following me doing random stuff. You'll see. It's going to expand as it goes. My first video was like a 6.5 mile hike. I did like a walk and a hike. So it should be cool. I'm still in the process of editing because I'm learning, but just, be on the lookout for the links for that coming soon below. And I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.